Okay, so first off the bat, I just want to point out for number 17, I know it got cut off. The answer is cos of theta is the square root of 1 minus 4x squared. Okay, so let's look at number 10. We're going to hop around. So literally all you do is plug this in your calculator. You are trying to find the angle. So at what angle is this the value? Is this the ratio? So you put the mode in radian because it says radian. Then you hit this button and you hit enter. If your mode was in radian, your answer should be this. If your mode was in degrees, it would be 106. Okay? So theta is 1.843 or 106. Now, look at number 12. Be careful with ones like number 12. Sine and cosecant are reciprocals. So what you're going to do is you only have the inverse sine button on your calculator. You take whatever the fraction is beside cosecant, you flip it because we're looking for reciprocal. So in our calculator, we're going to do inverse sine and then in parentheses, 1 divided by 8.205. Enter. And if your mode's in radians, your value will be 0.122 radians. It is not 1 divided by sine of 8.205. Make sure you got that down. Okay, let's look at the difference between 13 versus 14. We'll look at those two. So for number 13, you work inside out. So first we're saying, okay, at what angle, in terms of tan, at what angle, when we're looking in quadrants 1 and 4 between negative 90 and positive 90, where is the ratio for tan negative 1? So we first off know it's going to be in quadrant 4. We know it's going to be between 0 and negative 90, right? I should say negative 90 to 0. So we're looking down here. Then we know that it's right here at this spot, which is a 45-degree spot. But we're swinging down, so that's why we say negative 45. So that's the angle, and that makes sense because it's between negative 90 and 90. Now we're working on the outside, so we're saying, what is the sine of negative 45 degrees? Okay, well the sine of negative 45 degrees, or the right side of the ordered pair at negative 45 degrees is negative square root of 2 over 2. Versus, let's look at number 14. It's a little different. When you start on the inside, there's no restrictions. So we're looking for sine pi over 2. So you're spinning around your circle, you find pi over 2. Okay, sine is on the right side of the ordered pair, so it's 1. So we did inside first. That was easy. Okay, now we're doing inverse cos. So we know for inverse cos that the answer lies between 0 and 180. You got to be careful with the inverses. So it's in the first or second quadrant. Since it's positive, we know it's somewhere over here. Now we're saying, okay, where is cos gonna be 1? Where is the cos 1, or the left side of the ordered pair 1, over in this side? So we know it's at 0 degrees. So that is our final answer. And 0 is between 0 and 180. Lastly, let's look at one of the variable problems. Okay, so we start first inside out. So we start with arc sine 2x over 1. Make this value a fraction if it's not. So you can always throw anything over 1. So we're trying to find theta or an angle. We don't know the exact value right now, so we're just going to make a right triangle. So we know sine is opposite of our hypotenuse, so we're going to make a little right triangle. We're going to say that's theta. If it's sine is opposite over hypotenuse, opposite of theta is 2x, hypotenuse is 1. When we do Pythagorean theorem, we figure out that the side that's left is square root of 1 minus 4x squared. So right now all we did was we set up our triangle. Now we're going to work on the outside. it says, what is the cos of theta? We created the triangle so that we could have our theta and so that we could use that as a reference for all the different ratios. So now we're saying, what is the cos of theta? Now cos is adjacent over hypotenuse. So when you look at the triangle, adjacent is square root of 1 minus 4x squared. Excuse me. So adjacent is square root 1 minus 4x squared. Excuse me, over 1. So your final answer is square root of 1 minus 4x squared.